Curse of Strahd, Session 21, Stumped on Yester Hill. The druids of Yester Hill completed their foul ritual and have awakened the evil Winter Splinter, an animated tree. It was brought to life by the magic seed stolen from the Mardikov's winery. Upon its awakening, Winter Splinter began trudging off to the north until you attacked it. Strahd himself was present for the ritual, though he is seemingly transfixed by the wall of fog to the west. So picking up where we left off, the giant tree thing on the map is Winter Splinter. R2 and Declan both grappled by Winter Splinter's roots. Ilmoon had run up to attack. Goldenrod was back here shooting at it with his crossbow. And Elaine Tree is back here as well.
Was I grappled again? I thought I saved.
No, you were grappled again.
Okay.
I wrote it with a star, grappled, Deck, and R2.
Because we've got it all on video. I can go back.
That's true. You can go back and check.
Video review.
So he is grappled by this root that bursts up through the ground, and another one bursts up through the ground at Declan's feet. What was I going to say? Oh, the yellow is your spiritual guardians, correct? The smaller.
Yeah, and you will have to adjust them because if he tries to move,
yeah.
It's going to matter.
Actually, let me adjust them before we get going any farther, so that since you're right there. Oop. And oop. All right, so we only have one more round left on Twilight Sanctuary.
Excuse me, it's actually at the end of, like, my turn, that's it. So, just heads up.
20, 25, 30. And Spiritual Guardians we have for another half century or so.
Yeah, until I lose concentration, which I have yet to do.
And I got the dimensions, right? It's 30 and 15.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. All right. So you two are grappled, and then the initiative order is Elaine Tree, Declan, Goldenrod and R2, Winter Splinter, and Ilmoon. And it is Elaine Tree's turn.
Okay, is Elaine Tree within 60 feet of Winter Splinter?
Yes.
Okay. She is going to cast Toll the Dead on Winter Splinter. You can hear some bells on DC 10 Wisdom save. Probably going to make it.
10?
Yep. I'm not a very wise person.
Well, it is not a very wise animated tree either, so. But he is wise enough.
You add your proficiency bonus to the spell difficulty.
D&D Beyond says attack/save Wisdom 10.
That doesn't sound right. Yeah, because it's 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your ability modifier.
Yeah.
So my ability modifier 8. That my proficiency bonus. So it should be it's a 10. Yeah, it's a 10. It's right.
Oh, you have a penalty?
Oh yeah, I said I'm not.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yikes. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
Because remember, I'm a 10-year-old girl.
Yeah, forgot about that.
That doesn't matter in D&D. You can have an intelligence of 20 and a wisdom of 20.
The child background gives you a penalty on your wisdom scores.
Oh.
Or the one I found.
Okay.
So it's
Winter
safe.
Splinter here's a bell, but is unaffected by it.
Okay. That down there outside the radius is that outside the red radius there? That is R2
That's
or is
golden. That's
golden?
goldenrod. R2 is the gear-shaped one.
Okay. Can I move 40 feet towards R2
Ooh,
or 30 feet towards R2 in R2's direction?
sure.
And that will. I don't think I have any bonus actions that can help me.
Is there good? Is that what you want?
Actually, yeah. Can I do my two? Well, I didn't do my one weapon fighting, so I will just stay where I am, and that's and end my turn.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll my temporary hit points for the last time. Okay.
All right, Declan, you're up.
Okay. I get myself advantage, I believe, with the last use of silvery barbs. Did I
You
not?
did.
So-
And hold on, you're going to take some damage from being grappled as the
Okay.
roots constrict and drag around.
And that's at the beginning of my turn, not the end.
Correct. At the start of each of your turns. And you take max damage. You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, good.
I welcome the 12 points of damage.
Yes. I'm going to use that advantage on my ability check to get out of the grapple. So that would be a strength or athletics check, I'm assuming.
Yeah, or a dexterity, whichever is better.
Okay, it would be athletics, so or strength, straight strength. So, and I will definitely take that advantage, and that's way better. So 22.
You manage to like pull and unwind enough of the branches to get yourself free, and you take like half a step back so that and they kind of back down into the ground.
Okay. And now I will ask, do those branches count as a separate, because they would have taken damage from the spirit guardians?
They're part of him.
Can you damage them?
I guess so, yeah.
So I guess that would be your ruling. I mean, if they could be damaged.
They have to be. I mean, yeah, you'd have to. It would the spirit guardians have to make an attack roll, right?
It's a save against whatever. So it might be his save. I mean, obviously your call.
It's a specific. It's only you have to slash them to damage them, and
Okay.
the spirit guardians deal radiant damage, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's the incorrect type of damage. I'm
Okay.
gonna say.
Does that mean that they're immune to any other type of damage?
It just says the root has an armor class of 15 and can be severed by dealing slashing damage.
Okay. That's good. That's good to know. You didn't have to reveal that I tricked you.
Oh, no. Damn it.
Game away now.
Yes.
No.
So let's see. What can I do with so now I will have where's my that's right, my spiritual weapon was gone, so I couldn't cast that.
Jay, does Ilmoon still have that staff that he was bossing around the other blights with?
Oh, I have the
Oh yeah,
yeah, I got the staff. That's what I use to basically lure the twig blights away.
Is this thing considered a blight?
That is actually an excellent, because it does have an ability which I was going to save for dramatic moment and use. I don't know if it would work here. Adam, from what I know, having attuned to the staff, what I extrapolate that it would work on this Winter Splinter.
You know that with it, they don't blights
Oh yeah,
wouldn't be aggressive towards you
yeah.
unless you
Okay.
harm them.
So
But
obviously, since it's a tech,
Oh,
well, but I harmed it.
yes.
But
So once you harm it, it's not that ability is negated.
what about the ability, like the Uber ability of it? If I break it,
Oh,
that ability, yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
gotcha.
more power than just being able to boss him around. I feel like we're going meta here. Like,
It is ultimate power in this instance if Adam rules such.
You can try.
I'm not going to try because I have a feeling it wouldn't have an effect. That's just a gut feeling. I'd rather save it for a sure thing in case we were like overrun or something, and then because it is a one and done fail safe. Instead, as my free action, I am going to crap my pants.
That is a free action.
he was squeezed.
Yeah. I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon behind it, and I'm going to have it attack. 16 to hit.
Let me grab. So, like right there, Mike?
Yeah.
That is a hit. Its armor class is 15.
Okay, so 8 points of force damage.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right. And does the Twilight Sanctuary go away?
And with that, I will roll minimum hit points for myself, unfortunately. And the Twilight Sanctuary dissipates and is no more.
Okay. Goldenrod and R2. Oh, R2 is going to take some damage. R2 takes 10 points of bludgeoning damage. That's the
10 points?
10 points, yep.
Yeah, that is just enough. R2 crumples into parts.
You just the roots continue to like pop up out of the ground, and you just see R2's hand like sticking up out of him, and just hear as they constrict around him. As I make R2 a giant.
Yes.
Now he's R22.
That's right. And then the roots go back into the ground, and there's just like little bits of scrap metal and gears all over the ground where R2 was.
Oh dear. Right. So Goldenrod is going to run up a little bit. Probably 5, 10, 15. Yeah, go 15 that way.
Okay.
Just enough to, react to the pain of watching his toy fall apart, but still knowing that he doesn't want to get crushed himself. And then I'm going to at this thing because I'm really annoyed. And I think I'm going to use it as a second level. I'll upcast it. Let's see here. So I'm going to catapult it for 4d8. For 9, 17 points.
Okay. So you just grab a handful of pebbles from the ground, and they just shoot out of your hand with supernatural force.
It's got to do dex save though.
It has to do a what?
Dex 15.
think it just failed. He failed it. Or it failed it.
Now I can take the damage.
Okay. So it's 17, you said?
Mhm.
Okay.
And that will.
A rain of pebbles just knocking bits of bark and branches off. And now it's his turn. If you're all done?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So his first two attacks. A lane tree, a bunch of roots shoot up out of the ground at your feet.
Hey, what is it? Saving throw?
A 23 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
Okay. All right, and you are grappled. And Ilmoon, another set of roots reach up for you. And I'm gonna assume a 15 is a miss.
It is.
All right. And Declan, some branches come sweeping in at you
Oh, great.
for a 23 to hit.
Be a hit.
Are you gonna silvery barbs or anything?
No, I'm running out of spell slots, so I'm
Okay,
going to let that one go.
just wanted to make sure. So as the branches
Oh, did he
shoot
fail?
across-
I mean, is it still his turn?
Oh, yes. Let me just do your damage and then I'll make his saving throw.
Okay.
Just while I'm 18 points of bludgeoning damage, and it's a. Just remind me once this time, and I won't screw it up again. It's a wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
Yes. 15.
That's a success. So he takes 10 points of radiant damage.
Okay. And did you need to make a concentration?
Yep. Hold on. Let me just subtract the damage here. Okay. So that is. So it's half the damage or 10, whichever's higher, which would be 10. And I rolled a 19 plus, so I succeeded again.
All right. And he is going to get frustrated that his roots weren't able to grab Ilmoon and use his final branch attack against Ilmoon, rolling the exact same thing.
Woo!
So that is another miss. And it is now Il's turn.
Whose turn?
Ilmoon's. Yours.
Oh, here I go. All right. What's this handsome fellow's armor class?
That would be 15.
Okay. After narrowly tumbling out of the way of the surging roots, Ilmoon scoots in. He uses a spear tip to kind of crowbar off a little piece of bark and then stabs at the exposed spot for a grand total of, oh, that kind of sucks, 11 points of damage.
Cheating on a 2 points there.
And then he says, "Why didn't you make like a tree and die?"
All of his branches, like the entire tree kind of turns to the side and one of its branches goes. Aline Tree, you're up and you are grappled, so you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Go by temporary hit points. I can't regain them. Okay. I'm going to take. I still have my short sword, so I'm going to try to slice out of the grapple branches with my short sword.
Sure.
Which is +7. 18.
That is a hit.
Doing nothing's near me, so I don't get like sneak attack damage or anything like that. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Oh yeah, no, you don't. Sorry.
For a whopping 6 points of damage.
Oh, that is just enough. You slash through the roots, freeing yourself.
And then I'm going to actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run 20 feet back.
This way.
Yep. Diagonally back. Yep. I still want to be within 30 feet of Winter Splinter, though.
You'd have to be like here.
That's fine.
Okay.
And I'm going to end my turn.
Okay. Declan, you're up.
Okay. Let me just check the description real quick of that staff. Okay, so given the description that I just read of the staff, I'm going to defiantly look at this evil treant creature, and I want to say something epic here. So, do I have anything?
You can chat GPT. Epic speech.
Well, I've got, yeah, right. No epic speeches. We don't have that sort of time.
You have 6 seconds.
I'll say something like, may help judge your whatever soul you may have, for what constitutes your body is mine to claim. And I want to smash the staff and break it in front of this thing.
Okay. You break the staff, and its wood releases a terrible, inhuman scream that is almost deafening to everybody around you. And it, as you where you break it from the break, it like withers down to the tip and turns to just ash as it falls to the ground. And you see Winter Splinter's leaves turn all from like green and moldy to dry and orange and autumnal colors, and just like wither and fall to the ground. And it's like undulating movements start to slow, and branches start to fall off, and then you hear this loud crack as it just splits down the middle and falls in twain in front of you.
Then at that moment, I want to walk calmly into it and pick up the green gem that I'm assuming has been dropped.
Yeah, you can see the in between, kind of like lodged in one of the halves, is this glowing green stone the size of a pine cone.
Okay.
Whoa, that was amazing, Declan.
That scream hurt Figaro's ears.
I'm gonna walk over to R2 and I'm gonna pick up his head and I'm gonna be like, "You could have done that a little faster, sir." It will take me a whole hour to rebuild him.
My apologies.
He is Mr. Poopy Head after all.
It's true. He is doing nothing but earning that nickname.
Yep.
So that was a little better than just bossing the light around then.
There he goes.
Declan's like, I tell you, there's no respect. No respect. Criticism, Mr. Poopy Head.
Okay.
So, what's Strahd's reaction to all this?
So, as Declan kind of triumphantly picks up the gem and turns around, and Goldenrod starts complaining, you see he has actually wheeled his horse around from the wall of fog, and I should actually let me come on. And comes over. Of all these things, there's nothing like
The skull looks good.
yeah, we'll throw the skull in there. And he kind of wheels his horse around, and he's still like 30 or 40 feet off the ground. And he brings it over here. He just kind of surveys the carnage. He looks at you all in turn and says, that plan was in motion for many months. Well done. And rides off.
All will be well.
Yes, that's all he does.
I got some boo-boos. I think we need to rest.
You know what heals boo-boos is human feces, and I, Mr. Poopy Head. Let me cure your wounds by Adam, you said that there was a tree or something up here, right?
So
outside of this clearing.
Yes. So just to refresh your memory, since you've been within this ring for 2 sessions now. Yeah, now that he's gone.
Adam, where are we?
That's right. You are
we in
Hill.
Ravenloft or something?
Exactly. This isn't the first of the Druid Circle.
Yeah.
So
are we playing the Witchlight campaign?
Yes.
Is that what we're doing?
So you went up up the terraced hill to the top, and it's a pretty tall hill. And on the top of the hill was this Druid Circle, and also, to refresh your memory, there were other druids and berserkers that you avoided on your way up here that you have yet to re-encounter, just to remind you. And then southwest of this circle, there's another opening similar to the one you came in, and beyond that is a grove of trees you saw, with one huge misshapen tree kind of standing over them.
And we didn't pass through that because we went right into this clearing. It was beyond it.
Correct.
Can we see there? Is there anybody around it right now? Or
from where you are, it is several hundred feet away. So it's hard.
Well, I have a dark vision of 300 feet, and so unless there's something obstructing my vision, I should be able to see all.
If you want to go to the southern edge of the Druid Circle, you might be able to see it from there. Oops.
Sure.
So you go to the southern edge. Oh, go ahead. Were you gonna say something, Mike?
No.
Oh,
which Mike?
Yeah, Ganyan. Sorry.
I just said, haven't we had enough problems with trees? Do we really need to investigate this tree?
I would like to destroy that tree and anyone still around it.
All right. So from where you are, you cannot see anyone. There doesn't seem to be anybody moving or anything like that in the grove that you can see.
Is it a grove of trees, or is it literally one tree that's like in this dead clearing?
No, it's like a grove of trees, and then this in the center of it is one large misshapen tree that kind of
Yeah,
like
I
towers over
I
them.
think at this point Declan just wants to torch this whole place, so he's just going there with the mindset that he's just gonna set it all ablaze. So that's where I'm headed.
Okay. So you're just headed over
Yep.
there. All right. Is anybody else following Declan?
Yeah, I'll tag along.
Wait, Declan, wait up. Um.
Might as
So is our Elaine
might as
tree
well.
goldenrod?
30 yards or 30 feet behind.
Don't leave me behind.
Adults are weird, man.
So the grove is about 150 feet southwest of the Druid Circle. And at the south end of the hilltop is a sickly copse, a grove of dead trees and shrubs, with a huge misshapen tree at its core. Blood oozes like sap from its twisted trunk.
You. Now, when my grandfather taught me
You're
to
clear of this thing.
when my grandfather taught me to tap trees, the syrup didn't look like that.
Around the base of the misshapen tree are a bunch of needle-covered brambles and almost looking like dead bushes. And embedded in the tree is a shiny battle axe, beneath which lies a humanoid skeleton.
Does the does the battle axe look like it was trying to chop down the tree or injure the tree, or is it like set into the tree, like it's lodged in the tree?
Yeah, so it looks like.
Or was it used to kill the human, or was it ostensibly?
No, the skeleton lying at the base of the tree, is covered in tattered, rotting armor. Almost directly above where the skeleton is laying on the ground is the axe, kind of like embedded vertically in the tree, almost like someone chopped at it like that.
Okay, well, I figure like Declan's just walking towards us really without pause and just kind of like glancing around to see if there's anything nearby. So I want to walk up and grab the cursed axe out of the tree.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, hold on 1 second. No way. Okay. So as you walk up to the tree, you kind of walk through the vines and bushes, and as you do so, they spring to life. And I'm going to need you to roll initiative for me, but I have to. I don't want to import a token. Hold on 1 second.
15.
20.
24.
23.
Wow. Okay, let me just.
Did I say 15? I meant 50.
Oh, okay.
Much better.
Even better. Go away. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen now. This is a little creepier looking than I picture it, but it's what I could find fast because I realized I didn't have it.
Oh, jeez. So, Declan, you got like a whole bandolier of those stabs you can break, right?
Well, technically, it came from a Gulthias tree, which I'm imagining this is. So all we need to do is break off some branches and just start snapping them.
Okay. So there you should go. Haven't I get their hit points back out. All right.
Well, after that weird evil treant thing, I think this is going to be a refreshing piece of cake.
That's true.
Since we
All
fought
right,
blights
so
before and dispatched them pretty easily, so.
And I just rolled them as the lowest initiative. So okay. So everybody can see this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Declan, that's you. The skull is the skeleton, and we'll say the battle axe is just right above it.
Okay.
And where are we going to place everybody else? So, Elaine Tree, you're up first.
She probably didn't go with Declan immediately, so she's probably up one of the trails a bit.
All right, so like up there?
Something like, yeah.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I guess I have to save Mr. Poopy Head again. She's going to run in, and the blight that is to the right of him, can she make it to that one?
Yeah. There's no grid on this map either.
So she will do the little stabby. Actually, boom, boom, boom on the boom blade. Might as well
Okay.
Haven't done that in a while. So her short sword illuminates in a bright green. And roll to hit. Short sword.
Their armor class is 12.
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
So it automatically does my damage, and it cannot move. Wait, and because I'm right near Declan, do I get my?
Yes.
Okay, so the normal damage is 9. The sneak attack damage, I rolled a 1. Is 8.
So what's the total?
9 plus 8, 17.
Okay. So you do not even need Boom Blade because you run in and hack this needle blight to bits as it just kind of flies apart in your face.
Okay. Bonus action. There's no place for me to hide, is there?
No, not really.
What can I do for? What else can I do for bonus action? I take out my dagger. I got 2-weapon fighting, so I'm gonna take out my dagger and throw it at the nearest blight.
Okay.
But I don't get any bonuses on that. It's just a straight roll.
This one down here or the other one next to Declan?
The other one next to Declan. Let's try to get those.
Okay.
It's just a straight roll because I don't get my bonuses for it. Whoops, and I got my dice on the floor. 19.
Juice.
Straight 19. Dagger is
D4.
D4. 3 plus. Hang on, I do get a plus, I think. Plus 4. 7. 7 points of damage.
Okay, that one is not fouled.
Okay,
You embed your dagger in this like animated anthropomorphic bit of needles and thorns.
I'm coming for that dagger. Don't you lose it on me.
Kid, I don't think you add your modifier to the damage on the 2-weapon fighting.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's just straight.
That's just 3.
Okay.
I'm coming for that dagger. Don't lose it.
Okay. Waves its vines at you. Bring it, bro. Ilmoon, you're up. Would you say you're starting off up here?
I mean, I was falling close behind Declan,
Okay.
so wherever I am, I'm gonna scoot in. I'll just kind of stand shoulder to shoulder with him and go after the blight directly above him.
Okay, that's the one that currently has Elaine Tree's dagger sticking out of its bits.
Well, let's add another blade to his collection. Oh, yeah. How's an 11 to hit?
That is actually a miss. Oh, yeah, it is a miss. Sorry. Yes.
Better luck next time. All right, 17. That sounds
That was a hit.
better. For 9 points of damage.
Is that an unarmed strike?
No, that's with the spear.
All right, so you just sweep in with your spear and cut its massive vines serving as its head off, and it just completely loses all shape and collapses to the ground.
I am done.
And we are now at Goldenrod.
I'm way up there.
Yeah, and you're the book.
I'm going to drop the core of R2 them carrying and realize that they've dragged me into combat again. I will move up just close to pull out my crossbow and take a shot.
So maybe like where the trail narrows there.
Yeah, that sounds good. Shoot at the one that Elaine Tree threw her dagger into.
Oh no, the Ilmoon just took care of that one.
Okay, then I'll shoot my bolt into one of the other ones with a 25.
That is most definitely a hit.
11.
That is a miss.
No, 11 damage.
Oh, that is just enough to destroy it. Did you want the one on the north or the one on the south? We'll say.
Let's go south, and then I'll shoot one right at that one right behind him.
Okay.
And there's a one. So
that was you're very pleased with yourself after the first shot and just like fire off without even aiming the second time.
Or he was surprised. It was like, oh,
He's like,
that's a
"Ooh."
really good shot.
Declan, your turn.
Okay, seeing as how like the thing's right in front of me, can I just retrieve the axe that's right in front of me and
just want to make sure. Yes.
Okay, so I want to retrieve it from the tree and make my way and attack with the axe into the one to the south.
Okay, so we just kind of grab it as you're moving and pull it out of the tree and
Pull it
stalk
out.
towards this guy.
Exactly. And that would be a 20 not natural to hit.
That is a hit.
I believe this is it a hand axe or a battle axe?
It is I believe it's a battle axe.
So
Yes.
that'd be D8.
Yep.
So that would be 6 plus whatever if this is anything special.
So you did 10 points of damage with it. Like you hit it, and as it hits, the organic plant material around where the axe sinks in like withers, and it feels like your axe is almost like cutting through butter.
Wait,
as
it's
going through the
Hewer
plant.
from my campaign that I'm running.
Yes.
Does it say property of Connor McClellan?
It does.
What?
You hear someone shouting, "That's me!"
How did this end up here?
But it's even though it's almost completely cut in twain, the blight is still somehow standing.
Okay. That's my turn.
Okay. And he is going to try to return the favor with his claws. And that is a 16 to hit you, Declan, which I think is a miss.
Yeah, clangs off his armor.
And these two are just going to run towards or skitter towards Ilmoon. And the first one rolls a 3.
I like it.
The second one rolls a 21 to hit. Is that a hit?
Believe it or not, yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. And 7 points of piercing damage as it rakes you with its claws.
Okay.
And that's their turn. So we're back up to a lane tree.
Yes, we've got Michael's iPhone for R2 and Mike Gagnon for Goldenrod.
Yep, my computer's actually working again. It seems to be connecting.
Lane Tree says, "Don't hurt my friend, Mr. Moon," and she's going to run up to the northernmost blight there. Take a swipe at him with her short sword. And roll an 18.
What was it, Kit?
18.
That is a hit.
That is a hit. So normal damage is 8. Sneak attack damage is 8 plus 8 plus 13 is.
Oh, jeez, you hack it apart. You run up to it and just like lay into it with your axe or your knife, and just basically carve through it until you come out the other side.
Then she picks up her dagger that the other one had.
That's mine.
Mine. And she's going to stay right there where she is.
Okay. Ilmoon, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna give this other guy my best shot. 15's enough to hit, right?
Yep. Yeah, 12 is the armor class.
Got a couple hits here. 12 points of damage on the first attack.
That is enough to defeat
Right. I just like toss him over my shoulder like I'm pitching hay, and then I use my second attack on the tree. Would a what was it called?
I'm so sick of you guys.
19 hit.
Against the tree, yes.
Okay. And I give him a poke for also 12 points of damage. It's a good round.
Okay. So when you jab your spear into the tree, you pull it out, and blood actually comes out of the hole you created in the tree instead of sap or anything.
Nasty. Although I could use that to make some vegan meat pies.
There you go.
Oh, no. No more pies.
And it is now Goldenrod's turn.
I'm trying to load up the computer. Didn't work properly, but I could see things moving. So let me just try and. Oh, now it's
Sure.
we're down to 1.
Yep. This one that Declan attacked down here.
Okay, can you hear me still?
Yep.
Computer is finally loaded. All right, so I will take a shot. Yeah, I'll take a shot. That is a 15.
That is a hit.
4, 12.
You blow this thing apart with your magic crossbow. So now it is just all of you guys standing here in front of the bleeding Gulthias tree. I'm gonna stop sharing since the tree can't attack back.
At this point, I'm just going to be laying into the tree, hacking at it with this battle axe.
Okay.
A lane tree goes up to the tree and carves in it. A lane tree was here.
So as you're carving into it again, it's just like seeping blood out of each little cut. And you've got this weird, like, gross, blackish red blood on your dagger as you're carving into it. And
What goes into the body and see if the skeletal, is it just skeletal body or armor and stuff like that?
Yep.
He's going to.
So as Declan is cutting into the tree, again, your axe is just cutting deep into it as you're swinging it, and just like
I imagine like blood just going over his
yes,
like white snow white face, and
it's this, like I said, it's this gross reddish black blood, and little bits of like spongy bark are bouncing off of you as you're hacking through this thing. Um, and eventually you cut it so it falls apart and it's just like a misshapen stump in front of you. Um,
Declan, if I didn't know better, I'd say you were having fun there.
I just turn around like totally stoic, like unemotionless, with like just the blood just coating my face, so now it just looks all red.
That task is complete.
Yes. Another obstacle of my path on my path to greatness removed.
She goes over to the body and see if she finds anything in the skeletal remains.
You do not. It is just a desiccated skeleton that has tattered and moldy leather armor that is not salvageable. You can't even tell with any certainty what species or gender this adventurer was.
Well, he died bravely fighting this horrible monster. Let's give him a proper burial. Or at least pile up some stones on top of him or something.
You could do that if you wanted to.
This is not a place that he should first, but I fear that
drag his bones halfway across Barovia with us.
Perhaps you're right, and I would argue that there is no place suited for burial in this cursed land.
That's true.
So, I guess like perhaps we should somehow, you know what? Actually, I have flint on tinder. So what I want to do is I want to gather up some of the branches and twigs from the tree we just basically cut down, and make some sort of makeshift pyre for the bones of this.
So the Golthias tree is not suitable to burn. It is very wet.
Are there other twigs around from other trees?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, I'll use those then. So I just want to basically make a makeshift pyre for him and set it ablaze.
Okay.
The twig blights, what their remains probably were.
Yeah, you could use them.
Yeah, sure. I'll use the corpses of the enemies, maybe the very things that brought him down. I think that might be suitable. And then I'll say, pray to Helm, and I'll say, again, sleep now and wake on the other side. In the hands of Helm you shall be ever rested, and you shall know true comfort. Rejoice in your sacrifice.
That was really nice, Declan. Thanks.
Now, before we started on this, there were two different seedlings we could go for? Do we have to go to both?
Yep.
If you wanted to. So everyone make a perception check.
A natural 20. Which on it would be a 26.
I got a -1 to that.
Since there's no crit success on a
21.
I got a 4. So I'm fascinated. I was fascinated by the bones and everything.
That's right. What'd you get, Golden Round?
17.
So everyone except Elaine Tree hears the noisy sound of what you think are berserkers coming running up the path on the other side of the druid circle.
Jeez, we just can't get a break.
Although I would wish nothing more than to have them meet the same fate as their companions, I say we make haste off this hill.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I point in the direction of the sound to Elaine Tree so she can hopefully hear it.
Yes. Pointed out, you hear the sound of what you guess are several, hard to tell with the noise they're making, berserkers coming running towards you, basically.
And they're coming from the direction that we came from the...
Yep.
Is there another way off of this hill from this direction?
There is not a path. You can try to scramble down the side of the hill.
I want to do a Wesley from Princess Bride and tumble down the side. As you wish.
So you can either blindly run down the hill, try to run down the hill, or you can try to control your descent with an athletics check.
I like this blindly running down. Can I close
Okay.
my eyes and take like a leaping jump?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I do.
Try to tumble down the hill and do an athletics and do an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics, yeah, I'd like to do that too.
Sure.
I want to make an athletics check.
Okay.
Declan's stronger than he is dexterous. So
16.
And are you just 16? Are you just going basically continuing to the southeast in the opposite
yeah,
direction?
basically, I'm going like away from them,
Okay.
and I'm making sure everybody's kind of like following, so no one's left behind.
Okay. So 16 acrobatics from Goldenrod.
Acrobatics 23 from Elaine Tree.
And I'm going to use past life knowledge. 13.
How did I fall down a hill without getting hurt?
And Jay, what did you get?
14.
All right. So you have each made it 100 feet down the hill to like the next terrace level down. Just kind of skittering down the side of the hill, controlling your fall.
This is fun. I want to do it again.
You have 3 more to go.
We're going to go to the next one.
Oh.
With a natural, I rolled a natural 20. So that's
All right.
27.
And I have a 17.
15.
12.
Okay. All right. You each manage again to get down this terraced level. Ilmu just barely. You lose control for a second, but manage to right yourself as you're like
Probably because I was
falling
showing
down.
off and back flipping down the hill.
That's right. You actually started by doing a handstand and trying to spring off of this level.
Mr. Moon, watch me this time, okay?
Okay.
I'll try to do it right.
And you're at the next terrace. You guys have 2 more to go, but as you turn around and look up, you can see above you a half a dozen heads kind of poke over the edge of the hill and start shouting down at you.
Oh, nuts. We got to get out of here.
Are they telling me that my mother smelled or my father smelled of elderberries?
Yes.
I'm going to use another use of past life knowledge.
Nice. And they also begin coming down the hill after you.
Ooh. I rolled a 8.
I got a 15.
Okay.
13.
What'd you get, Ganyan?
23.
Elaine Tree, you lose control. Maybe you're frightened by the sight of the barbarians coming after you, and take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you go tumbling down the terrace.
Is she at the bottom now?
Nope, you have 1 more to go.
Oh, okay.
Got some more boo-boos.
And
So
down the
15
next one.
on that one.
All right.
17.
And 8 again.
Right. You basically just continue falling down this next one.
Oh, 11.
Finish.
And you take another 5 points of bludgeoning damage, Elaine Tree.
Elaine Tree is looking really bad, by the way, just so you know. She's under 10 hit points.
She's going to get killed by the hill.
Survives the tree, survives the druids.
And Ilmoon, you also lose control on this final steepest section of the tree of the hill, and take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ugh. Hanging by a thread.
And
Lady Tree looks like a girl who fell off her bike and got all these scrapes on her. Like,
Adam, I want Declan to, like, on his final descent, jump down with 1 foot landing on Ilmoon and 1 foot landing on Elaine Tree, and just be like, "Ugh."
Nice. All
actually,
right, guys. Now that we've got the strategic low ground, we turn around and fight the barbarians.
That's right.
That's right. Throw your spear at them from down here, Jay.
Yes, let's all throw our magical weapons and whatnot at them. Like, I'll throw the battle axe up at them.
Actually, can I, though, turn around and cast web on the hill?
Sure. So web, open right to it.
They all use that to their benefit. They jump down into the
That's
web,
right.
slowing their fall, and then they work their way through, and then they're right on top of us.
They actually hit a battle spider with them, and it's able to move it towards its normal webs.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So they're coming down the terraces, and you spray the side of the hill with this web spell, and they just kind of stop before they go down the next terrace towards you, and they have like a 20-foot wide thing of web in front of them, and it stopped them for the moment as they were just blindly chasing after you. In front of you is, where's my map? About 60 feet out from you is you're in a clearing right now, and then in 60 feet is the woods directly to the south of the hill. If you'd like to continue running away from them.
Let's give it a shot.
To the woods.
All right. So you break through the edge of the woods and out of the clearing and into the woods. And at this point, you are heading south, which is away from everything you've been in previously. You are in completely unexplored territory in the wild. So if you want to keep going and try to go in any direction in particular, somebody's going to have to make a survival check.
not me.
Adam, you're the nicest DM. Because you could have totally been like, whatever, you go in this direction.
That's right. You are, at this point, you're just into the woods, and you're all kind of just, I assume, not concentrating on being too terribly stealthy and just trying to put distance between you
I mean, it's
guys.
clear that we're not going in the direction we need to go to us, right? That's not like metagaming for us to be like...
Right. You realize you came from the north, got to the top of the hill. You were heading south the entire time from the winery, and you're still heading in that direction.
I would say, would it make sense to head back to the winery before going to that other place just so we could rest there?
Would be one of the safer places we've been to.
Yeah, because I mean, I do have a use of Liamon's tiny hut in case we find ourselves in an area where we could be safe. But I mean, I just assume return the gem that we have, rest there, and then go to the other place.
All right, do you want to take a short rest now, just in case we're way late on the way back to the vineyard?
Well, I mean, are those guys still chasing us? Would they chase us in the woods? Would it be wise to continue to at least go in a different direction, like there? For
Yeah, I guess we should keep moving for now.
You have been waylaid.
Feet.
So one of us has to roll a survival check. I've got a -2 to survival. I'm metagaming.
Now, do we only have to make the survival check if we go into uncharted territory, or if we turn in, like, head in the direction where the winery is? Can we just go that way?
The hill is like directly between you and the winery.
So we'd have to make our way all the way around.
Yes.
Could we make our way around, like, at the edge of the forest, like just inside the forest, to work our way around?
You could, but you assume you would run the risk of running into the barbarians, or at least the druids.
Are
Anybody?
they? I mean, are there so many that they're fanning out all over, or
There were 6 chasing you, but they were only berserkers, and there were some druids that you avoided on your way up the hill as well, that were coming down as you were going up.
okay?
So the assumption is that there's at least some more out there. We don't know how many.
I mean, could we go further in and then maybe climb a tree and try to like lose them?
Good try.
Yeah, let's go into the woods and try to shake them.
Okay.
Okay. Do you just want to keep going in the direction you're going, just kind of blindly into the woods, or is there a specific direction you want to go?
We want to go into the safest direction.
Right.
Good answer.
You
Check
stop to try to figure that out, and you realize there is no direction that is safer than the other.
I would say just any place where I don't know, it's like clear enough that we can run, but there's enough growth and different stuff going on that we can lose them just by.
Yeah, maybe like an area where like through water and things like that to try to like not leave so many tracks and things like make it difficult for us to.
Okay.
Difficult for them rather to track.
Everyone make a stealth check.
Excellent. That's where Declan shines.
5.
Oh, nice.
25 for Lane Tree.
27.
19.
Yeah.
Nice.
No bonuses. I just rolled a straight 19.
What did you roll, Kit?
25.
And Gannon, what did you roll? 5. Okay.
So the sun hits the metal and reflects off.
What did you roll?
27.
Oh, wow. All right. Okay, so you all believe you're being stealthy enough, and covering for your less stealthy member that anybody would have trouble following your trail at this point.
We're able to muffle the sound of Goldenrod's stealth alarm that's going off.
That's right. Stealth.
We all recognize that Goldenrod is making a lot of noise, so we separate ourselves from him until we don't hear him anymore. Where's Goldenrod? I don't know. Maybe he's stealthed.
Loud voice, stealth mode activated.
Right. So you think you have thrown them off your trail at this point.
Okay.
And you are in the middle of some woods.
I would like to try to work back around to the other side and head back to the winery. That's what I would like to do.
Yeah, I agree with that plan.
Good to me.
Someone needs to make a survival check.
Not me.
Not me.
I'm not proficient, but I have a good wisdom score.
So do I. What's your wisdom, Jay?
You're probably better than me. I'm a 16.
Hey, Texas, I've got a +3, so I will aid you. How about that?
Oh, brilliant. All right, team survival. 13.
All right, you begin heading in the direction that you think will take you around the hill, a wide enough berth, and then hook back to the north.
Okay, I remember my mom told me that acorns always lead to civilization, so let's go this way.
That doesn't sound right.
You keep picking up acorns off the ground until you fall off a cliff. Oh,
Oh, there's a city
and then
down.
you find another acorn at the bottom of the cliff.
So the system's working.
After a couple hours, you manage to find your way back to the trail that led down to Yester Hill that you took from the winery, and you get back on the trail and head north into the winery, into the actual vineyard fields, and then back to the winery, which have tabbed in here. Um, uh, Davian Martikov and his family are working on they've got small little pyres of twig blights and stuff that they've mounted and are starting to light on fire. And a couple of them are working on their home. And as you come in, a couple of them point to you, and I assume you're going into towards the winery building. You get to the winery building, and on the veranda with a bunch of papers pulled out and books and ledgers open in front of them is the old man Davian Martikov. And also on the table are three ravens. And as you kind of get the steps up to the veranda, it looked almost too like he's talking to them, and then they take off and fly in three separate directions past you.
I say, think fast, Davian, and I chuck the gem at his head.
Oh, I've been BB Rexed.
I was thinking more like being John Malkovich.
Oh.
Think fast, Malkovich.
Oh.
I want to walk up and lay the gem on the table, and I'm going to make a comment since Declan's starting to remember bits of his past about how he did have a friendly raven as a companion, Cawthorn, and so he'll comment on the ravens and he'll say, beautiful birds, ravens. I've always admired them.
Kind of speechless, looking at the thing, and he looks up at you, and he looks at all of you guys, and just says, "Thank you. You've saved my family's livelihood." And he almost picks it up, cradling it in his hands, and hands it off to you assume his adult son, to his left, who takes it and runs out into the field. Basically, he's like, "Well, we'll replant that where it belongs. Thank you." Even with just one seed, we should be able to nurse some of the vines back to life. Thank you so much, my friends.
It's our pleasure. If we could bring any semblance of order to this chaotic land, then Helm's will be done.
And Arena at this point comes out of the thing, and she has a small piece of parchment in her hand, and she says, "Davian, Stefania asked me to give this to you." And she looks up at you guys and says, "Oh, I'm so glad you're all back."
Adam, before she's even finished talking, Declan's got his blade out. So as soon as he sees Irina, he brings his blade, he just looks at her neck again, at the wound, the bite wound, and makes sure that
she kind of goes,
okay. And then he sheathes his sword again, and
back to the side. And Davian takes the paper and says, "That's what I was afraid of, my dear. Tell Stefania I said thank you." And he looks up at you and says, "It seems we only have 3 salvageable barrels of wine left in the entire vineyard, based on what was taken, destroyed, or poisoned.
Will you be able to get back on your feet again and begin production?
At some point, with the 1 seed returned, we should be able to, like I said, be nurse at least some of the vines back to health. It won't be what we produced in the heyday, but it is something.
Will it be helpful if we retrieve the other gem or seed or whatever you call it for you?
It would be very helpful. However, I would caution you that the ruins of Berez, where it was most likely taken, are very dangerous.
I must admit that the thought of ending the lives of any of these foul wizards or witches or warlocks or whatever you call them does bring me some small amount of pleasure. So
if that is where you wish to go, I won't stop you, and I would be very glad. My family and I would be very glad for your help.
I noticed that you were talking to those ravens, it seemed. Those beautiful birds. Do you have some sort of special relationship? Are they messengers or?
Do you dream about a raven woman with raven like clothes and everything? Raven feather clothes?
Yeah, kind of puts his hands on the table. Says, "No, little one, I do not."
I do.
And I'm
But
being like totally sincere. I'm not trying to like butter him up. So
yeah,
it should be coming across as very honest that I do have some sort of admiration, special admiration for ravens, and that I am just being curious
yeah,
and not
yeah, and he's
nosy.
not. It doesn't look like he looks like he's struggling with something. And he says, "You have done my family in uh, more honors than I could hope for. We could even ask for. But what I'm about to tell you, you must not share with anyone.
I
Those
swear it.
those ravens were not. Those were no normal ravens. They were members of an order that my family created generations ago. Make sure I get this right, so I don't have to retcon it later.
They're called the Baltimore Ravens.
That's right. They have a lovely ballpark.
Okay, nevermore, nevermore.
That's right. I and my family are actually were ravens. We've taken on the burden of lycanthropy in order to aid the poor souls trapped in Barovia. How is this? Wait, I know where it is. We are called the Keepers of the Feather. We try to monitor Strahd and his minions and blunt as much as we can his effects on this land. Both every member of my family and are were ravens.
Then that is a noble cause, and your goals are aligned with ours. So anything that we can do to aid you and your family, we would gladly do. Might I ask that, or if one of your number had helped us at one point? I do recall a certain raven being particularly helpful when we had encountered some hags some time ago.
Yes, that was one of our members. We've been watching you since you appeared at the eastern gates of Barovia, and we were worried when you went into the tower, but you handled yourself admirably there. But the reason we know that Perez is dangerous is a number of our members have been dispatched to watch over that area. For there is an evil witch that lives there. Her name is Baba the Saga, and none of our scouts have returned.
Well, if we are to find any of them, you have our word that they will return with us. And now that there are no secrets between us, we would welcome any of your assistance going forward.
For example, turning all of us into awesome were-ravens.
Yes!
Takes a bite out of all of your forearms.
Yes, when we totally turn, we'll be all NPCs. Yes.
Turn up.
And of course, you all look a little worse for wear after your adventures with retrieving the seed.
I got some cookies.
I can see that, little one. I'm sorry, but feel free to rest in the house and take your rest there.
Gladly.
I shall take my rest here and contemplate my shattered past. Just sit down in the chair next to him awkwardly.
I just picture your face going
Deadline.
completely like blank, and you just being like,
Yeah, I just start like mumbling to myself.
Well, Adrian's gonna go find the kids' room and sleep up there.
there you go.
Eladri's gonna go search for more gold.
And Ilmoon tosses and turns a bit before he's able to fall asleep, terrified that he'll have a nightmare about Auntie Ophelia.
Oh, that's right. Declan's got to creepily watch over Ilmoon. No, I stay where I am.
So your rest period, contemplating your shattered lives, sleeping, or standing in sentry mode passes uneventfully.
Well, I spend part of my rest rebuilding R2 as well.
Okay. So the next morning, you all come together, and there is a patched up R2 accompanying Goldenrod.
I pat him on the head.
And Davian explains that the ruins of Perez are almost directly due east of here. However, the safest way to get there would be to head back up towards Valakai until you get to a river crossing and then head south.
The safest way would be to go due west and navigate the globe and go all the way to the other side.
What?
If the world wasn't widely known to be flat.
Yes. Walk off the other side and then walk
down
across
the
bottom of the world. Yeah.
That witch that he described, did they know the location of like where she lives?
Is that in the? Is that? Well, that's what I wrote down.
Yes, that's her witches were the ones that took the seed, and she's known to have basically made her home in this they call it the ruins of Brez.
Gotcha.
Can you tell us anything, Davian? Is it Davian?
Yep.
Can you tell us anything, Davian, that any of your scouts might have learned? Any scouts that might have survived or given word back to you?
Yes. So he says that so we don't know exactly where in the ruins she lives. The ruins themselves are shrouded in fog almost constantly. It is a swampy area along the river, along the Luna River. And let me see many years ago, the river actually, there's a village there, and the river actually jumped its banks and washed out the town, and it has been a ruined area and swampland ever since. Many lives were lost.
Question.
Yes.
Before we opted to go to the winery, did we have some other destination ahead of us when we fled the city?
Yes. You were bringing Irina to the town of Kresk,
Right.
which is of the westernmost city in Barovia. It is very isolated and has an abbey in it, dedicated to Saint Markovia, and the abbey is run by this rumored very holy man.
So in other words, it's a huge trap, and it's actually better for her to remain here and be their bookkeeper.
Correct. She's actually, from what you can see, more of a gopher, just kind of helping out wherever she needs.
Just wonder if we should refocus on moving her along to Kresk.
I think that we should help these folk. Their cause is just, and I feel like if this witch is as powerful as they say, that I think that ridding this land of her would be a service to all of Barovia.
That's true. Well, Elaine Tree, Goldenrod, R2, what do you think? Should we head on to Kresk or go fight Mama Lasagna?
We eventually, I mean, if we go west, we have to come back this way anyways. So is there anything preventing us from taking out the witch after we have made sure that Irina is safe?
Yeah, how far away is where we need to go for Irina?
Yeah. You would have to
like, is that on the way?
No. So to get to either place, you would have to go north to get back to the Sphalic Road, which is the road that basically runs east-west through Barovia. And then Kresk would be to the west, and Berez would be to the east, and then off of it to the south.
So if we dropped her off, how far out of the way would that be to go to?
Last time we talked Rez, I wrote 6 hours away.
What, Kat?
Last time we talked about Perez, I wrote 6 hours away.
Yes, so it is 6 hours away from where you are right now. Let me pull up the travel time.
What, Berez is, or the place where we're dropping Irina off?
Berez.
Okay.
So to get from the Wizard of Lines to the village of Kresk is about 3 hours. And then, so you could drop her off there. And then Davian explains from Krez backtracking to Perez would be about, it would be about 6 hours.
I think perhaps we should, this is maybe a bit uncharacteristic for Declan, but Declan says, I think perhaps we should ask Irina what she wants.
I was actually thinking the same thing. Landry says,
I think we should ask the chattel what she wants.
Mr. Trotter might actually be right on this one.
Irina, do you feel safe here, or would you like to continue on to?
Irina says, honestly, I haven't felt safe since that first night that Strahd visited me. I would welcome. She's honestly torn about this. She says, I've enjoyed my stay here, but I worry about doom seems to follow me, and I worry about staying here too long.
I would hate wise words. I don't want the evil taint that has been laid upon you to bring harm to these folk. So I think we should perhaps move you along and
get you into a nice secure dungeon at Kresk in case you turn into a villain.
Correct.
Yes. So at this, Davian says, well, if you are heading to Kresk, could we ask you to bring one of the untainted barrels to be delivered there? It's like everything else, like every one of our other deliveries, Kresk is behind schedule, and if you're heading that way anyway,
we would be happy to do so.
So he has two of his family kind of roll out one of the remaining barrels and loads it on your treasure wagon.
And you can rest assured that I will not sample this because I do not drink.
Hold me, G.
Yes.
And with that, they bid you farewell.
And you have our word that we will investigate this witch and do our best to retrieve this other gem of yours.
I appreciate that, and we all do. And know that we will be watching over you as much as possible on your travels.
May Helm guide you in your journey and protect you.
And may the morning lord shine in front of you.
All will be well.
I know I give you a dirty look when you say that. A couple of them make like little signs in the air as you say it, like warding off bad luck. So you hop on your treasure wagon with Irina, and you take the trail north back to the more cobbled area, and follow it north for a little ways to hit the old Svalak Road again. And you get to a stretch of the road that has multiple branches, one heading north, which quickly turns into a dirt path, one that you're on that heads south, and one that heads east, and then one that heads west. And there's a sign that basically says Kresk to the west there. So you guys
Go west.
head to the... Yes, you go west, young man, and head towards Kresk, which I also have tabbed. I believe. No, I didn't actually tab one. Hold on 1 second.
The lane tree's out the side of the wagon going.
All right, so you continue to head west, and actually, I have a picture of this thing. The road branches north and climbs up a rocky escarpment, ending at a gatehouse built into a 20-foot tall wall of stone reinforced with buttresses every 50 feet or so. So as you approach it, it looks like this. The wall encloses a settlement on the side of a snow-dusted mountain spur. Beyond the wall, you see tops of snow-covered pines and thin white wisps of smoke. The somber toll of a bell comes from a stone abbey that clings to the mountainside high above the settlement. The steady chime is inviting, a welcome change from the deathly silence and oppressive fog to which you have grown accustomed. It is hard to tell at this distance, but there seems to be a switchback road clinging to the cliffs that lead up to the lead up from the walled settlement to the abbey.
This right there.
Yep. And it is.
It looks like we've almost made it.
I never would have thought that I would have traveled this far from Barovia.
Is that
Maybe
what Irina
this is
says?
just the beginning
Yes.
of your life journey. Who knows what you'll see?
Yes, I for one did not think that you would make it here alive either. And at that moment, you recognize that Declan had his sword already kind of out, and I sheathe it again.
I am truly thankful that has not been necessary. You guys continue towards the town or towards the gatehouse.
No, I just push Irina forward and say, "There you go. You're safe.
Wheel
Let's
it
go
around,
back
wheel
to
your-
Take the barrel of wine with you, would you?
Let's strap it to her back."
Oh, see, I figured you would just kick it out of the back of the wagon as you're already headed away.
Yes.
Whoops, forgot this. The air grows colder as you approach the walled settlement. Two square towers with peaked roofs flank a stone archway into which is set a pair of 12-foot tall, iron-bound wooden doors. Carved into the arch above the doors is a name, Krezk. It's Krezk. The walls that extend from the gatehouse are 20 feet high. Atop a parapet, you see 4 figures wearing fur hats and clutching spears. They watch you nervously. And it is noticeably colder up here. You've actually gone into the foothills of a mountain at this point.
Do you have any cloaks or anything in our treasure wagon that we could wear to make it?
No, not yet. You haven't unpacked your winter clothes yet.
Hi. Hi, guards. Hi. I'm a lane tree.
Who goes there? One of them shouts.
Hi.
Hold your approach.
Introduce
who goes there?
ourselves. So I say, "Hail, I am Declan, champion of Helm. And these are my companions, Elaine Tree, the Wastrel, Ilmoon, Goldenrod, and his companion R2. And we bring Lady Irina, what was her last name?
Kolyanovich.
Kolyanovich?
Yep.
Irina Kolyanovich, who seeks asylum here in Krezk.
We don't allow visitors in Krezk. There is no asylum here.
There is asylum here.
Oh, come on in. There is asylum here.
Well, we've also got an important delivery.
Yes, and we come delivering wine.
that got their attention. Wait right there. And you see they all kind of like huddle together, and one of them kind of scurries off into the guardhouse. And a few minutes later, another man comes out of the gatehouse. He's got thick fur cloaks on, and he says, "How did you buy this wine?"
This
My
is
name is. Oh, go
a
ahead.
delivery from the Wizard of Wines winery. We have assisted them in retaking their winery, which was under assault, and they have asked us to deliver this wine here.
He says, "As burgomaster of this town, I am obligated to let you in it, and as a man, I am thankful for your delivery."
Hold on one second. And he turns to his
Said something. That's so weird. And says, "Open the gates, let them in. We will not harbor any of Strahd's enemies or humor any of his allies, but we will let them deliver this to our village." And the gates, we hear as some bars are opened, are lifted, and the gate slowly swings open.
So, like at those words, I would imagine like he's right in front of us.
No, he's up on the battlement. He's up on the wall. He's talking down
but
to
we
you.
hear him say this.
Yep.
So I want Declan to say something like, "You have our word. If you are enemies of Strahd, then our interests are aligned, for we are no friends of his."
I hope that is true.
I swear it by Helm. And I hold up my shield with Helm's symbol on it, if he's aware of who Helm is.
I know not who that is. But he does open the gate and allows you guys in. And this is basically what it looks like inside of the town.
Declan turns to Ilmoon and goes, "What a dump."
And then, like, as soon as you guys are inside the gate, you see people are pushing it closed and rebarring it. This mist-shrouded village beyond the wall is nothing more than a scattering of humble wooden cottages along dirt roads that stretch between stands of snow-dusted pine trees. So many trees, in fact, as to constitute a forest. To the northeast, gray cliffs rise sharply, and the road winding up to the abbey is easy to see from this vantage. So you can kind of get in, and there's a couple side streets of these wooden cottages with the trees between them. And then if you're to continue north, the road kind of switchbacks steeply up the mountain to this abbey set on the side of the mountain.
Now, I would imagine just by what you've described and from this image, this is a pretty impoverished city.
It seems to be, yes.
So are there any signs of commerce, shops, or inns or anything?
You notice right off that this town is set up to be very insular.
Gotcha.
And self-sufficient. You don't see anything like a tavern or an inn anywhere in the town.
So I want to shout up to the Burgermeister if he's still.
Yeah, he's actually, you see him coming down the stairs of the wall towards you.
I wanted to like greet him and reach out my hand in a very like rigid, awkward way as if it's what I think should be done, but not quite sure. Like, and yes, exactly. And say, Declan Sharp, servant of Helm. I'm sorry I'd not gotten your name or.
My name is Dmitry Kreskov.
Yes,
Burgermeister of this
Yes.
town. Where are we to deliver this wine?
As you say that, like two of the guards kind of come and they point to the back of your wagon. Is the wine in there? We'll take it off your hands.
Yes.
They look in there. They look at the
Wait,
back
I,
of your
I
wagon.
want like if it's in
Yeah.
the like I want to go in so they don't see
Oh,
what's
okay.
in it.
Because sometimes go, huh?
Yeah, no. So I'll go in and I'll get the wine and I'll bring it out.
Okay, so
I assumed like it was like a big like wine cask that we had like
yeah, it's a big
strapped
barrel
on or something on the outside. I didn't think it was actually inside.
Oh, okay.
But...
Yeah, if that's how that's fine. So you take it and you hand it to them, and they kind of tip it on their sides, and they roll it off into the village. Just, thank you for this delivery. It means the world to my citizens.
Anything we can do to help anyone who is oppressed by Strahd, we will strive to do so.
That is good to hear. He says you may stay in the village for the night, but then I must ask you, as is our custom, to leave.
We would seek, or we have business with the abbey up there, and I point up the hill. Is it possible for us to make our way there?
Of course. I would leave your wagon here. It is the trail is would be treacherous in your wagon.
Thank you.
You guys want to head directly up to the abbey?
Yeah, I think we might as well, right?
Declan casts fly and just flies up.
Before you leave, the burgermeister says, "Wait, it'll be easier if I turn you into red dragons."
Yes, finally.
Ollie!
See, I told you, just had to be patient.
Elaine
He says, "Go ahead."
Elaine Tree in her dragon form skips up the path.
He says, "Yes, of course," and the abbot, if the abbot sees fit, he may allow you to stay longer. He is the master of the abbey.
Does he run Bartertown?
He does.
Okay.
As you guys start heading north up towards the abbey, before you get to the switchback trail, and the road kind of like forks, and Irina stops and says, "Do you hear that?"
Do we hear anything?
Here, that?
Nope.
Okay, I start to like unsheath my sword and like eye her suspiciously.
No, it's not that. It's not him. And then she turns to the road that it doesn't head towards the abbey, and starts walking down it.
I want to like reach out, grab her, and be like, "Hold.
Yeah, let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Where are you going?"
It's just up ahead. I
What
can
is?
hear it.
What do you hear?
I don't know. It's, I think, my name, but not.
I think this mountain air is getting to your head.
Can Elaine Tree make a perception check, trying to hear her name on the wind or something
Sure.
like that? Perception -1. Yay! I rolled a 12.
You don't hear nothing.
I'm gonna cast detect magic. I'm gonna take out my old device and see if there's something magical causing this.
Check the range. I always forget what the range of detect magic is.
30 feet.
You don't notice anything within 30 feet.
Okay.
I'm
So
going to
if-
say if you are intent on going this direction, have me go first. And I want to lead the way up that road.
Yeah, she goes, it's just up this road. I can tell. I can hear it.
The rest of you keep an eye on her, and I want to go first and go up the road.
Okay, so you go up the road, and eventually it kind of curves back, and even under gray skies, this pool at the north end of the village, there's a pool of water, shimmers and sparkles. Near its shore sits an old gazebo on the verge of collapse. A wooden statue of a mournful, bare-chested man, its paint chipped and faded, stands in the gazebo with arms outstretched as though waiting to be embraced.
Do we recognize this figure from anything?
Make a religion check. Are you all going, or
I thought
was
that
it?
Jacqueline went, the rest of us stayed behind.
Yeah,
16.
it is a depiction of the Morning Lord.
I turn back to her, eyeing her like, where do you hear this voice? Where is this voice coming from?
I can hear it. It's coming from the water.
I want to approach the water cautiously and look in.
Is Irina following?
Unless someone is holding her back, yes, she's following behind.
So we're following behind. Am I close enough to detect anything yet?
Yes, it is. Looking at the water, you detect abjuration magic.
From the water?
Yep.
All right, so I'm just gonna let Declan know, friend Declan, that the water seems to be the source of this magical.
Is it a particular place, or is it just the water in general?
The water in general.
Okay.
The water is to goldenrod's.
Irina, stay back. Let me examine this first. And I want to.
He takes Irina's hand and draws her short sword.
And I want to walk up to the water and look in.
She says, "I'm not in danger here. I know I'm not."
It's best to be cautious. We've been reckless too many times, and it's cost us problems.
The water is it seems like it's fed by an underground spring. It's gets deep very quickly, from what you can tell. It's not like walking into a lake. It's like a deep pool. But you can't see anything unusual about it.
I want to reach my hand into the water.
You feel, when you reach your hand in, a warmth and pleasantness wash over you.
What is this? I don't know what this feeling is.
Yeah, it's a feeling Declan has not felt in a long time.
Does it seem familiar?
Nope, it just seems warm, pleasant, and you actually get an emotional response when you put your hand in the water.
I would imagine like being kind of like overwhelmed with this, not having a lot of emotion for a long time. So Declan turns around, looks at Irina, but he's got like he's like eyes are almost like welling up with tears, and like a single tear is coming down his face. And I want to say like something to Irina, like, release her.
Lane Tree's the one holding her.
I let go of her hand.
She turns to you and says, "Thank you." And she walks slowly towards the pool. And as Irina reaches the pool's edge, an image appears in its sparkling blue waters. A handsome youth of kind and noble visage. Sadness in his eyes turns to sudden joy. "Tatiana," he says, "it has been so long. Come, my love, let us be together at last." Irina gasps and puts a hand on her heart. "Sergei, we were to be married long ago. Has your spirit returned?" And she reaches towards the water's surface as a hand of water reaches up to take hers.
I'm going to, at that point, kind of like hold on to her other arm to like secure her in case something sinister is afoot.
Okay. She reaches out and with her other hand and grabs the hand coming out to reach for her, and the water in the pool, actually the image in the pool actually raises up out of the water and is this picture of this noble man, and he says, "My love, we are together," and reaches to embrace her. And you have never seen a happier couple as they both begin to fade from view, and your hand that was holding the other arm of Irina just seems to be holding mist at this point. And the watery figure and Irina both turn into mist and fade from view.
Well, you didn't have to kill her.
That's the end of the.
A peal of thunder shakes the land, and the dark clouds coalesce into a terrible visage. A deep, dark voice from beyond the mountain cries out, "She is mine!" And a terrible crack resounds as blue lightning splits the sky and strikes the pool. Everyone make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Uh-oh.
Savings throw?
Yes.
I rolled a 1. So we'll take
I rolled an 11.
22.
Oh no. 8.
And R2 rolls a 20.
All right, everyone except R2 and Ilmoon roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, good. This is going to be better. Shit. I rolled a natural 1.
21.
10.
Elaine Tree and Declan, you both take 44 points of lightning damage.
Woohoo!
Lane Tree is unconscious.
And Goldenrod, you take 22 points of lightning damage.
Oh, is that all?
And you feel as if someone has focused their attention on you.
Lathander.
That's right. And that's where we'll end it for the night.
And I'm sorry, did Ilmoon take any damage?
No.
Oh.
Ilmoon and was it Goldenrod or R2? Both made their dexterity save.
Got it, okay.
Avoid that.
I will be rolling.
Because R2 would have been destroyed.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
Yeah, I'm down
Oh,
to 10
man.
hit points.
Said I am unconscious.
Well, they did say we could spend the night there, so we're good.
We got
Well,
Unless all of a sudden, like, Strahd comes down and appears, and Adam's like, roll initiative.
That's right. Initiative time.
No, I'm waiting for an image of Elaine Tree's parents to appear in the pool and make her vanish.
Yes. No one cares about our characters.
Nope.
Adam, do you have any information on that axe, by the way? You could send me, or is it a super secret?
It is not a super secret. It counts as a magical weapon, and it does +1 damage. And let me make sure I get this right.
+1.
+1 damage and to hit, or just damage?
Oh, damage into hit. I'm sorry. It's a +1. It's a +1 battle axe. And it does an extra D8 slashing damage against plant creatures.
I remember back in the day when I played Beckme and most you could get on a weapon was a +3.
That's right.
Very cool, Adam. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad we got to that part. So now I don't have to worry about Irina anymore.
No, now we're just going to do like we must find Irina. What happened to her? Let's investigate.
And if you actually, before I say anything, I want to make sure I'm not giving anything away. So I got to look at what. But you did get that book that explains some of Strahd's background.
Gotcha.
And next week is 4th of July, so I will not be able to play next week. But the following week should be good.
Well, that means I don't have to rush back from the Tedeschi Trucks concert on Saturday night.
There you go. See?
So the 9th.
I believe so, yeah. Yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Awesome, guys. Have a good night.
See you guys.
For a good time.
Bye.
Good night.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.